Good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to each and everyone for joining us for one more episode of the Masterclass series. Today, we have a very exciting panel discussion on IT and new age technologies, and we will be discussing about career trends. We are joined by some very distinguished luminaries for today's session. We have with us Dr. Anil Pant, CEO and Managing Director, Aptech Limited, Dr. Anuj Kakkar, President and Executive Director, Aptech Limited. We also have with us Mr. Vishal Verma, who is a Senior Vice President and Head of Industry Connect Alliance and Placement Program at Aptech Limited. We also have with us Dr. Chandramouli Dwivedi, who is the Group CHRO, ESDS Software. And we also have with us Mrs. Vinu Pillai, who is the Head HR, Smart Connect Technologies Private Limited. We also have Harshal Kulkarni, who represent the placement vertical of IT and LAPA. So a warm welcome to all of you. And before we start the proceedings for the day, I would like to request Mr. Vishal Mehra to set the ball rolling and explain the rationale and the logic of organizing this panel discussion today. Over to you, Vishal, sir.
Thank you very much, Shajan. A very warm welcome to our distinguished guests and our panelists from Aptech. Dr. Dwivedi and Vinu ma'am, let me tell you that all of Aptech is very excited about today's session. And the reason is that both of you are senior stalwarts from the information technology industry. And today we have you here, and our excitement is that from your vantage position, you can actually tell us what the new normal for the IT industry is. Now, we all know that the IT industry is probably one of the few that has bounced back from the hell we've been through in the last 3 months and is well on the road to recovery. So, in terms of our new normal for the workplace, our new normal for technologies, our new normal for recruitment practices, where are we going? How are we going to deal with the new world when it comes in? These are some of the issues that we're hoping you will address for us. And we, like I said, because you are senior stalwarts, we are going to get insights that normally we would not have been able to receive. So that's our excitement about today's session. A very warm welcome to both of you. We're looking forward to hearing from you. I'd like now for our Managing Director, Dr. Anil Pant, Managing Director and CEO, Dr. Anil Pant, to say a few words, followed by Dr. Anuj Kakkar, and then we'll go into the session.
So Vishal, thanks. So Vishal, I want to actually start off by articulating a journey of the last about 30 years. I started work in 1990 and worked in some of the largest IT companies, worked in Wipro, worked in TCS. And I want to actually talk to students about what it used to be, what it is today, and what is likely in the future. Now, in the late 90s, early 2000s, okay, it was just about body shopping. And to a very large extent, it is still body shopping. Right? I mean, where there is a formula which says 25,000 people deployed is $1 billion in terms of turnover. And that is not really I mean, it is scalable. Companies like TCS have shown that it is scalable because they're up to about 425,000 people now. But that is absolutely at the lowest end of the value pyramid. Now, companies used to hire, and I remember when I was in companies like Wipro and TCS, we used to hire about 50,000 people a year. 50,000 people a year, right? And TCS used to have its own training academies, where you would hire people from engineering colleges. It would take 3 weeks to actually make them forget what they had learned in engineering, because They were actually being taught stuff which was just not relevant. And just give me 30 seconds. So, you know, they would have their own training academies to make people forget what they've learned and then reteach them whatever needed to make them deployable. Now, if students are really looking for a career in IT, let me tell you that some of the things that you taught, for example, programming languages, a lot of it, you know, coding, what the famous word coding, it's actually a thing of the past now, because coding is actually done by code generators. And we've come such a far distance that code generators probably code better than a human can. People used to look for careers in testing. Again, testing is being done more efficiently and more commonly by machines and artificial intelligence than actual humans. So where is the scope for people in the space of IT? There are two things. One thing which machines cannot replace is the human element, the innovation. A machine cannot innovate, it can execute. And a machine, even if it learns, I mean, you know, even when you talk about artificial intelligence, a machine can become intelligent enough to a certain extent, but that human quotient or that emotional quotient which is needed in programming. So for example, a machine will probably never become a very good social programmer. It can execute whatever a human being asks it to execute, or a program can do what a human being trains it to do. Now you need to actually move into that space. And what are those areas? We've got two panelists who will talk about it, but I thought I'll just share some of my own inputs from my practical experience. Some of the things which are very, very relevant is the usage of data. Very broadly, it's called data science. But very, very simply put, it is the ability to understand and analyze extremely large sets of data to make simple predictions about what is the likely outcome based on very, very large data sets. Under this, you will have data science, you will have data analytics, you will have data models, you will be able to create many, many things. Data science is the foundation. Now, if data science is the foundation, what is the structure that comes above this? And that is important for people to understand. Now, if data science is the foundation, everything else, whether it's artificial intelligence or the Internet of Things or any of the new age technologies which are coming up, are based on a fundamental of data science. What was data science in the days when we were growing up? It was basically, if you knew how to use Excel very well, you could actually call yourself a data scientist. But that's no longer true, because Excel would still have those limitations of maybe, I don't know what it is now, but those days it used to be 150,000 rows. I think it's gone to much more than that now, but even then that's a small, very, very tiny piece of information on the scale at which information is being recorded. I'll give you a small example of the use of data science and data science analytics and artificial intelligence. Aptech has another business, Vishal and Mr. Dwivedi, and we know, if I may tell you, we conduct examinations for a lot of universities and recruitment exams. Now, based on data analytics and an AI algorithm that we have built in, we are able to predict that some candidates might have resorted to unfair means in this examination. Now you may think, how are you doing this? Okay, it sounds like magic. If 5 lakh people have written an exam and you are able to say these 4 or 5 have resorted to unfair means, and without actually catching them. But it's actually very simple. When you design the question paper, the expert who designs the question paper actually puts in metadata which says these are easy, medium, tough questions, and this is the average amount of time taken to solve a question by a person of average intelligence. Now, if somebody is doing it extraordinarily fast, invariably in cases of copying, you'll find that somebody is feeding them answers and they're just doing click, 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 click. The system recognizes that this person is going way beyond the average speed. Now, there could be a thing that this boy is a genius, so you still don't call him a cheat. Then you do an analytics with his academic track record and how this person has performed in his the entire data which he has submitted in the course of the application, and you are able to very accurately predict whether a person has copied or not. This is a very simple example of data science and analytics. Now, Dhruv, just give me a moment. I'm sorry, doing this from home. It's a Saturday, so there are a lot of disturbance.
Yes, sir.
So if you understand data science and you learn the basics of data science, it is not just a career in data science that you will pursue. You can logically transcend to being an AI specialist or an IoT specialist or any of the other areas of excellence which people want to hire today. And these are the jobs which will probably remain for the next 10-15 years. Another specialist space which is lacking a very large deal in India is actually in web design, more importantly in UI and UX. Now, we have the last few years, Harshal will talk more about it, but one of Aptech students has won the silver medal in the World Skill Competition, which was held in Russia in June of last year. This boy was in 12th grade, and I got one of my connects in Wipro to evaluate this child in terms of at what salary levels would he be hired for the skills that he had. And to my surprise, the salary package that Wipro was talking about was something in the region of almost about 14 lakhs per annum. And that is phenomenal. So areas like web design is again a space where I think there are at least about 20,000 plus openings at any given point of time in this country, and very, very decent packages. And as long as the social media and as long as people are will continue to go on internet to look for things, you will have a great career in this space. I'm not saying that there aren't careers in Java or in C++ or what. I'm sure you'll hire people, and you'll hire people by the tons. But those are replaceable skills. Those can be replaced by machines at some point of time. Right? Now, if you really want to future-proof you want a career, right? You're not looking for a job. How do you get this career? Now, in Aptech, there is a certain pedagogy which is used to make people employable. And that pedagogy is something that I believe is something which is very unique to us. It is not just the skill. The skill is at the center of the, if you think of it as a bullseye, it's at the center. That skill. You teach communication. You teach teamwork. You teach them how to work under deadlines. You teach them how to deal with disappointment. You teach people skills like interpersonal skills. Now, these are not skills from a job perspective, but I would call them life skills. And without these, very difficult to actually find employment. You may be a great coder, but if you can't communicate or if you can't work in a team, forget it. You're not going to succeed. You remain a coder for your entire life, right? So that is the key message that I want to leave for the students. One, that learning a language by itself is not going to assure you employment or employability for any extended period of time, because by the time we probably, there's a joke that the language of the season is like fashion. I mean, it changes every year. Today it is something, tomorrow is going to be something, and all kinds of alphabets I keep hearing. Latest, I think, is R, right? I mean, so Vishal, that's all I wanted to communicate. You have a very power-packed panel. I don't want to keep the students away from them. It's very, very relevant and very, very important for all of them to get maximum possible time from them. So thank you for having me here. I'll be on the show, but I'll keep butting in whenever I find it interesting. Right?
Thank you so much, Anil. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Yeah, thank you for sharing your thoughts with the team. On your screen, you can see Dr. Anuj Thakkar, who's also from Aptech. He's our executive director. He also heads our individual learning business, both retail and international. Having said that, some of the other things that he brings to the table are, he's one of the sharpest minds in Aptech with a caring heart, and he steered us through a lot of these turbulent times with a very gentle hand. And between him and Anil, Aptech has survived a very bleak period with very minimal damage. So a very warm welcome to you, Anuj. Glad you could join us today, and looking forward to hearing from you. Please say a few words to our students who are here today. We have almost 200 attendees. So if you could just, say something, say a few words to them.
Thanks, Vishal. It's a pleasure to be here and talking to students. I would assume that the student mix would be kind of wanting a little bit of a Hindi and little bit of English, so I will try and speak in both the languages just to make things easier and more comprehensible. Anil had touched upon a very, very important point, and he described on how things are changing and how he talked about artificial intelligence, big data, IoT, and how every year practically there is a new technology which is coming in. So the first thing as a student and us as educators also have to constantly worry about is, what is it that we are really teaching? When a person is joining our course, what am I supposed to be preparing him for? Am I supposed to be preparing him for the first job? Let's say he wants to be a data scientist. Therefore, it's my duty is to teach him all the skills which goes into making him a good data scientist, or even a coder, or whatever is the field that he is choosing. Of course, that is one of the responsibilities. But our responsibility really only starts there, because the age at which the students join us is at age at which they are the most, it's the easiest to absorb things. So the way we design our courses is always supplemented by mechanisms which takes education in a very holistic fashion. So we have to teach him, we can't teach him technologies which have not been invented. But those are the realities that he will face 3 years from now, not far down the line. So how do you get the students employable for life? And Anil briefly touched upon this, that it is very important. It is very, very important that when a student is joining any institute or choosing any career, forget IT for a minute, that he understands that he is not here to learn for the next 2 years or work for the next 2 years, because whatever he learns is useful only for the next 3 years at best. But no matter what he learns at the best of places. So his task is really to evaluate not whether the faculty who is teaching him is the best in that discipline. Of course, that is required. That's a given. But it is far beyond that. What happens to me at the end of 3 years? So it is important for us to teach people how to learn, rather than just making him learn. So that is the core at which on the principle on which we design courses at Aptech. We have to teach him how to learn, and using whether it's artificial intelligence, big data, or Java, or Microsoft technologies, or whatever it is, as just a way. It's like we are teaching somebody to drive a car. A Santro is just a method to teach him how to drive a car. We're not teaching him to drive a Santro. We are teaching him how to drive. And likewise, we are training his mind on absorbing technology. What is the principles of it? And of course, in that process, you have to become skilled at a particular thing, because you, at the end of the day, do need your first job. So it's an amalgam of many things. Second key thing I think we try to give all our students is the ability to distinguish themselves. Now, remember, it's a very, very competitive world out there. No matter which job you will apply for, which course you will do, you will find that there are hundreds and thousands of other people who have done exactly the same course and are equally competent as you. Now, we have Miss Veenu and Dr. Dwivedi there, who are very adept at in this game, who are recruiting hundreds of people every day. And remember, they get a glimpse, or you get a fraction of their time, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to somehow portray to them in that 2 minutes, 5 minutes, that yes, it's worth their time to look at you more, in more detail. So your ability to develop certain aspects of your own individuality which get reflected in that work, and which are communicable in 1 minute's time or 2 minutes time, is very, very critical. So while you're developing skills, is no good being the best. You are probably the best, but only you know you're the best. You have to be able to demonstrate you're the best in a very limited span of time, and that is that which defines you, and not which defines anybody else. If you say I'm the best programmer that there is, that you will find, that's what everybody will come and say. I mean, if you're sitting in front of an interview table, nobody's going to say I'm a bad programmer. You have to figure out methods, and this is built into the RT training system. And we don't define your individuality. Your individuality is what you bring to the table. We help you how to demonstrate that individuality in a very short span of time, along with your skills. That is another key aspect of a pedagogy. So, if you आपको 2 मिनट दिए जा रहे हैं कि you should practice, कि अगर आपके पास 2 ही मिनट है बताने के लिए कि आप why anybody should be hired, वो इतना पावरफुल होना चाहिए, वो इतना practiced भी होना चाहिए कि सामने वाले को चलो I'm willing to give this person 10 more minutes because the first 2 minutes sounds good, and that's how you land up getting good jobs. So this is also built into a pedagogy. Third thing we look for and we try to train is passion. I think if you are not passionate about what you do, you should firstly get into those areas which you are passionate about. Don't get into something because your brother has been doing that or your father was doing that. It's not going to last very long. So do what you're passionate about and be passionate about what you do. I think this is a very key element which we try and inculcate into our students. And thanks to the the fact that we've been doing this for a very long time, since 1986, and lakhs of students have passed out of Aptech in this time and are today sitting at various high positions, is a demonstrate. It's also a vindication of the fact that this pedagogical model works. When we started teaching in Aptech, we were teaching Fortran and Pascal. So something which you won't even find in museums now. And from that, today we are teaching all the latest technologies. But that's okay. That will go and happen. Tomorrow we will be teaching something else, whatever is there. But the fact is, how we teach is far more important to us than what we teach. So if you were to choose to join Aptech, you should look forward to getting something beyond just the technology elements. Thank you for listening to me. It's a pleasure being here. Now, really, Vishal, it's to the main heroes of the day to take this seminar forward.
Dr. Dwivedi, I believe you have a presentation that you'd like to share with us. So it's over to you. Please, सब बेताब खड़े हुए हैं लाइन में आपको सुनने के लिए. तो प्लीज शुरू कीजिए.
So very good morning to all of you, and it is good afternoon, and I am really grateful to Aptech for giving us this opportunity, and Vinu. Actually, Aptech, being in IT industry, we have associations over last 3 decades, and I still remember when I was taking the presidency of HR Infotech Association, Mr. Pramod Khera, who was MD and CEO, then he was my guest of honor. So Aptech has contributed to the industry so immensely that every IT person is so grateful for the contribution of Aptech to IT industry. So I am thankful to Anil Pant ji, Dr. Anuj, Vishal Nehra ji, Sajan and the Harshal ji for all the support and the kindness. So what I am going to talk about the road ahead, how all of you can move to the corporate corridors, how is the career and hiring trend in IT industry, what are the practical inputs, and how really you can take to the next level, how you can make your career in a very impactful manner, and how you can move to the corner cabin over the years. So friends, if you know the Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas ji has written the first line, Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwas Rupino. Shraddha Vishwas is trust and confidence. You must have confidence on yourself, in your ability, in your talent, and that's the reason it is a very warm greeting to all the future business leaders, all the future CEOs, CTOs, department heads, and I'm sure all of you will make us proud, and the country needs you to move up to the ladder, and that's the reason this Aptech has organized such a wonderful seminar where we will be providing you certain inputs, how you can make yourself a successful and a winner. Friends, all of you know the whole country wants to move to India. You name any Fortune 500 company, they are in India, whether it is Microsoft, whether it is Oracle, whether it is GE, whether it is Ford, whether it is HP, whether it is Google, SAP, any company is in India because they want to expand their shop. Then from where they will get the people? I mean, where they can get people better than Aptech trained people? So, and the reason is because we used to hire thousands of people, and then Aptech used to be preferred choice. CDAC used to be preferred choice. NIT used to be preferred choice. कि यहाँ से trained बंदे हैं, so they will do wonders. And we have such a positive and very great experience by hiring trained people from Aptech. Now, from where they will get these people? This is, you can see, the shortfall is almost 45%. The demand is very high, and the reason is around 45% trained graduates are unemployable. Each one of you is so fortunate to get trained from Aptech because Aptech give you all needed competence, attitude, personality, etiquette training. So this gap is very high in the country. But you are fortunate that you are not in this 45% because you belong to Aptech. Good news is salary and the value chain is 2 key factors. It is very important how you add the value to the company. Any company is going to hire to you only if they feel you are going to add value, if you are going to make things happen, if you are a person who gets things done, if you are an innovator, if you are a strategic thinker, if you are a creative mind, you are out of the box thinker, then every company will love to hire you. Salaries are increasing over the years, and that's good news for you. But friends, this all of you know, these are the Maslow hierarchy need, which talks about safety and physiological needs. But that is not relevant no more. It is now corporate needs. Each one of you have to be operationally efficient. You should add to the revenue growth of the company, and you should be a strategic thinker. Any employee or company who are strive for average performance will not survive. So you have to go to the extra mile. You make sure that you add value in all these components of the company by your skills, by your talent, and by your potential. What industry needs? एक जमाना था जब पिक्चर में सब लोग बोलते थे प्यार सब कुछ है जिंदगी के लिए. But now Jim Collins says people are not our asset. Like that, Faiz Ahmad Faiz came and he told, और भी गम है मोहब्बत के सिवा दुनिया में. So it is not the people who are asset. It is the right people who are asset. It is the people with the right skill, right talent, right competence, and right aptitude. They are the asset of the company. And you being from Aptech, I am sure you will have all these right skills. Friends, as Mr. Pant told, even if you are rank holder, you have to work as a team. You have to be a team member, and then only you can be team leader. So if you are a good team member, if you are cooperating others, if you are supporting others, then I'm sure you will be a winner. Now, what kind of people we need? Company needs a global citizen. Friends, all of you must be knowing there are companies which were the market leader. I can name the company like Patni. Now you don't hear the name of Patni. It was one of the first few companies started the IT in India. The company does not exist. So there are so many companies, either they are getting merged out, either they are getting takeover. So every one of you has to be a global citizen. You may have breakfast in London and you may have dinner in New York. And again, you will have the next day dinner in Detroit, because every company is global. So what we need, the global attributes and competencies are required in each one of you. So you must have the functional knowledge which Aptech has given you, the cross-cultural etiquette, your engagement skills with your customer, with your employees, with your boss, with your peers, with your anybody working with you, because you will be not working alone. You must have a good client-facing skills. You must be able to communicate properly. You cannot be only a single doer. You have to be multitasker. You have to have multi-skills. You should be parallel thinker. At a time, your boss will give you some work. At a time, your colleague will come and give you some work. You can't say कि सर अभी ये काम मैं कर रहा हूँ दूसरा नहीं करूँगा. So that is what is the life, friend. Flexibility and adaptability is the key for your success. Getting things done, result orientation is going to be deciding factor for your career growth. So it is very important. You should develop these skills. You should have these skills, get trained yourself, and I'm sure Aptech has given you all these orientation, but you should make your own efforts. Besides this, what are the skills industry is needing? Now in this COVID-19, which is this century's the biggest challenge has given the biggest opportunity for IT industry. You will not believe it has not impacted us at all. Actually, it made life easy because people are working from home, and because of the technology, because of the network, because of the lot of automation, things are going very, very smooth. And this has given the additional thought to all of us, to HR heads and the CEOs, how we can make it more visible. So friends, there are three factors which is going to decide any industry. One is the agility. How agility will be the single biggest factor. And any organization which is agile, which is developing inside, aligning the policies and process, is going to navigate very smoothly. Digital transformation is another key factor, which is going to be key things and DNA for navigating this challenge. And of course, work from home, the policy is going to be for some time, or it may be a permanent feature. So these are the things is very important which is required. What are the critical skills for IT companies is looking? What are the things in the job? What kind of people are getting more job? So all of you should have these kinds of skills. Get yourself certified. Take your certifications from the good institutes. So I'm sure you will be most preferred person to be hired. As I told you, it is agility. Cloud is going to be the key for next generation and for coming IT industry, the requirement in the job. Cyber security people are in much demand. AI is playing a very, very important role because companies are going with a lot of AI-based tools. Data science, as Mr. Pant also mentioned about this, Python is another very important skills. Blockchain, big data, these are the much demand, and 570% of the requirement of blockchain has increased in last 1 year. So any one of you who you have these skills, you will be kind of, it is a cakewalk for you. Then internet, networking, IT support, friends, these are the very important skills is going to be in the IT industry. We look for such kind of people who have these skills. Quantum computing and of course open source technologies like Hadoop, Mandu, MongoDBs and all those things are going to be in much demand. So the job in the IT industry, particularly focusing on the freshers or people with 1-2 years experience, is going to be much more high because the companies are trying to have the cost in mind. So reduce the cost, increase the productivity, and increase the skill and competence through a lot of training and development initiatives. So for all of you, I must reassure you that the job demand from your level is going to be much more high. In fact, yesterday we got 70 people joined who all are freshers, and we gave them training on the cloud computing. So a lot of such demands are going to be there. Only thing, based on the uptake training, you take the advantage and also have some certification in these kinds of area if possible, friends. Life is not easy. It is only get things done. And that is what going to be the kind of focus for all of you, friends. Have confidence in yourself. When you go for meeting to the corporate people, make sure that you are listening properly, you are understanding in your meetings. You think before you give the answer. Organize your points and thoughts. Speak with absolute clarity because it is very important and how confident you are. Talk to the point and be very specific. Make it simple. Whatever the question asked, you should answer only that. And please understand, the person who is asking question from you, he knows the answer. So don't give the wrong answer. If you don't know, you say sorry. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि you need to be knowing for everything. It is, friends, your confidence, your attitude, your passion. That's what we are hiring people, and that's what every industry look for. You are from Uptech, so we know that you have the technical skills, you have the basic requirement. What we look is your attitude, it's your passion, it's your drive, it's your energy level, and your positive thinking. And that is what going to decide the factors. You need to be properly dressed. That is very important. And you should not take it casual. It is very, very critical. You are here. So आप किस तरफ गिरोगे? God knows. You are from Uptech. I am sure you will have a smooth landing. But this is the situation for all of you. Life is going to be very challenging. It is going to be tough. But you, being the driver for yourself, you will navigate very smoothly, friends. Right person with right skills at the right place is what is the mantra. All HR people is trying to have such kind of people. And this is what is needed, and that is what I am sure Uptech has given you the right training. So, job will be with you. Those critical skills you have, you need to make sure that it is only your attitude, your persistence, your passion, your smiling personality, your positive attitude is going to make you winner. You might have seen this scene, right person at the right time with the right skills, irrespective of who is he. Friends, I want to tell you, you need to walk the extra mile. Companies who is going to hire you will give you the training for everything, but you need to take initiative to go to the extra mile. You need to be accountability is for you. That is what critical skills we look for. Performance bar has to be raised continuously. Every company goes for top 10%, bottom 10%, and you should not be in that, friends. And I'm sure you from Uptech, you know all these things, but performance pressure is for everybody, right from CEO to the developer level. Competition is very tough, and it is your killing instinct which will make you to win, friends. You need to be collaborative and working as a team. You're supporting to each other, giving information to each other, willingness to support each other, taking extra responsibilities, willingness to take responsibilities is what going to decide the career for you, friends. Greater engagement skills with lot of trust and respect. That is very important. Let me share with you. I know some of my great friends from IIT, IIM's friends, they could not go beyond a point because it was poor engagement skills and it is only I. Work as a team and give the respect and give the credit to the entire team. You should be self-driven and self-inspired. You have the skills, you have the competence, but you need to be focused. You need to understand what is to be given and what is not to be given. Friends, dream big. Don't compromise that you are going to be software developer. You must big. You must dream yourself. Write down on a paper. Write specifically this is what you want to be. Write very clearly in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years what you want to be. Don't dream small things. Define your goal. What you want to do. How you are going to get. What is the goal you want to achieve. Outline your path. How you are going to make things happen. What are the strategy you are going to follow. What are the certification you are going to have. What are the extra courses you are going to have. Outline your path. Have self-confidence in yourself, in your abilities, in your talent, in your skills, that you can do this. Friends, have a winner's mindset. Nobody can stop you. Your passion, your zeal, your enthusiasm is going to decide your career path. Is going to decide what position you are going to do. It is going to decide how fast you can grow. That time has gone. You are in 20 years and vice president. If today I am your boss, you can be boss tomorrow. This is only and only because of performance. Never give up. Never give up, friends. I am sure you know this. I can't talk to you, but let me tell you, only 3 companies in the world has this extra distinction by being Six Sigma. Only 3 companies in the world. If you make yourself that competent and that able, people will come to you. Friends, Bombay Dabbawala, Motorola and GE, there are only 3 companies in the world, they are Six Sigma qualified. And you can see, even Prince Charles, when he came to Bombay, he has to go to local station Churchgate to meet them at 1:30. That is the time they gave. When the chairman of Atlantic came, he has to be with them at Churchgate railway station. And friends, if you do great job, you from Uptech, everybody is going to appreciate you. Okay, great job done. You will get reward, you will get recognition, you will get appreciation. Friends, have pride in yourself, in your family, in your company, and in your country. My very sincere request, do something for society. Have joy of giving, whatever you can do. This is the one village which is around 100 kilometers from Bombay, has no lights, and they all are very known painters. And we provided them solar lamp which cost nothing, and the whole life has changed. So whatever you want to do, you must do for the society. Friends, this was the question I had asked to one of the NESCOM meeting to a great president or Abdul Kalam ji. Sir, what one thing you can advise for us? And he can do, I can do it, I can do it, and I can definitely do it. Friends, you being from Uptech Learning Center, you have all these abilities, and I am sure you will be the winner and you will have passion to win anything. Let me end before this only sloka which was not recited by Lord Krishna. It was Dhritarashtra when he asked Sanjay, who is going to win? Sanjay told, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Tatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matirmar. Friends, be Lord Krishna. He is a symbol of vision. Set your vision, set your direction, set your career path, set your competency model, set your goal of life. Then become Arjuna. Arjun is the symbol of execution, implementation, goal-oriented behavior, making things happen. Friends, if you have great vision and if you implement with all seriousness, all honesty, all determination, Tatra Sri Vijayar Bhuti. Sri is prosperity, Sri is Lakshmi, Sri is your monthly CTC, Sri is your annual CTC, Sri is your incentive, Sri is your bonus, and Vijay is the victory. Friends, choose your vision, decide your career path, implement with all seriousness. I am sure you will have prosperity, you will have growth, and you will be winner, winner, and winner only. Thank you so much. I sincerely thank to Uptech for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Dr. Dwivedi, thank you so much for this address. It was fabulous. It was a learning for us. It's a learning for our students. And if you look at the numbers, the number we started with, 180 plus, we've had no dropouts. Everybody has been hanging on to every word that you said.
So nice, so nice.
This was very informative. There was not just information, but a lot of not all.
जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
So I'll just introduce Mrs. Vinu Pillai, who's working currently as head of HR Smart Connect Technologies Private Limited. A warm welcome once again, ma'am, to you to this interactive panel, and our students are waiting with anticipated breath to listen to you. So the stage is now set for you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you once again. Just a minute. So is my screen audible?
Yeah.
Screen is visible, ma'am, and your voice is also audible, ma'am. You can go forward.
Yes.
So hello friends, good afternoon. Nice to see the numbers and not dropping out. And a very heartfelt thanks to Harshal ji, Vishal ji, and it was really great hearing Dr. Pant and Dr. Anuj. They have set the vision right, the context right. And thanks a lot, Dr. Dwivedi. It is again such a pleasure hearing you. And with your high voltage presentation, I hope that I live up to the expectations of the dear students. So let me all welcome you all once again to this session. So we already had the talk that, you know, what the context is going to be. We're going to talk about the IT trends and the new age technologies. My thought process is that, you know, I'm representing a company called Smart Connect Technologies. So I wanted to share a bit about, you know, what not only what we thought it was, you know, pre-COVID, and, you know, how it's going to be. And obviously, I am looking at, you know, that as Dr. Dwivedi also said, there is a scarcity of resources. And I'm sure with such large audience and the good participation from you on the understanding of the, you know, key trends, I'm sure we all will be able to, you know, guide you in the right direction. So just quickly, you know, we already knew India was at the peak of the glory, and India has retained its spot as a world leader, technology leader, with over 56% share. That was in 2015. The industry continues to employ nearly 3.7 million per year. The disruptive technologies like social SMAC, what is called as social mobility analytics and cloud market, was expected to grow at US billion of $225 billion by 2020. And some of the technology trends that have become mainstream by 2020 was a prediction was IoT, AI, big data, blockchain, and automation. So why I'm going back to the predictions is that now I'm sure there are a lot of questions in your mind. Is going to be the same, and did anything change post March 2020? I'm sure we heard Dr. Dwivedi, Dr. Pant and Dr. Anuj. Nothing has changed. In fact, all the more, this is a quote from one of the leading CIO of a leading organization, which was published in McKinsey, that all eyes are more now on the IT industry because every day there is some explosion of data. Loads of people are working remotely, and there are new cyber threats, and every day there is something new to do. So I'm sure nothing is going to change, especially for the audience here, because life is moving at a very fast pace, and we all as individuals and as aspiring IT professionals, we need to pick up the steering and drive ahead. Again, I want to share some survey which is again from McKinsey, which expects, you know, the technology, it's expected to grow at around, it is not only reflecting about the technology. I've put this slide deliberately to show that all the industries are expected to grow, you know, at a rapid pace, and technology being it, you know, it's definitely taking it ahead. Again, another survey which I just thought it is very important, that it's picked up from LinkedIn, which is again the world's largest professional site, and which shows depicts the real depiction of jobs across. So education industry is going to be on a rise. Hardware, networking, wellness and fitness, entertainment, legal, corporate services, software and IT services as well. Now, if you look at the current situation, if you just give the example of the current lockdown or post-lockdown, I mean, how would you think that wellness and fitness would grow? There's not going to be open gym. But aren't we all dedicated to some app? And don't you have that app on your mobile? I'm sure you have. Aren't you all hooked up to Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hotstar? I'm sure you all are. So any industry, if you look at education, for example, right now, do you expect to go and join an Aptech class? No, I'm sure you're going to do it virtually. So any vertical you look at it, and it's going to grow, and that's with the help of IT industry. That's something which I wanted to highlight. We already spoke about, Dr. Pant highlighted that, the languages change every 2-3 years, and we all need to be updated. Now, what I just want to quickly highlight is some of the roles, which I'm sure you will learn it across, your tenure here, or you would be aspiring to learn. So, is it required to do a course if you're not, interested in coding? Yes, because there are a lot of things in an IT space which you can do, which may not require coding. For example, an implementation. You don't have to be a hardcore coder, but you need to know, how a product functions. You can always come up with product management. So what is shown in the red are the areas where you don't have to be purely coding, and internally what are probably the languages. So when you're going to be a QA expert, quality assurance expert, you need to test and revalidate the software. If you're part of a project management team, obviously. So these are, as a business analyst, when you do a requirement gathering, when you're building up a product, you are interfacing with the client. You basically need to have all these things in place. As a data scientist, so this is one of the upcoming trends which all the three speakers had has told. So basically, these are the skills requirement and the information what we have. Now, these are the questions: where should I get into Magenta? Should I get into big data? Should I be doing mobility? So I'm sure there will be a lot of questions which the experts will further speak up. But I thought I should highlight the key skills requirement which is available in all the sectors across. Again, when you look at overall thing, these probably, whether you can get into e-commerce implementation, you want to do open source programming, how do you do HTML, you get into the front end, back end, you get into web application. So I'm sure as a IT enthusiast, as somebody who's eager to get into an IT or learning the IT courses, I'm sure you would be having all these questions in your mind. And what I thought, as part of the discussion, my take on it is that I wanted to crystallize into a few IT trends, which having, speaking to the industry experts, being part of various forums, certain things which is going to be in the trend is, we all spoke about big data. To give an example, the work from home, now everybody, now even I'm sitting at the comfort of the home. So what is the kind of volume of data which has been transpiring? You all are operating from your home and the respective locations. So the data usage has increased as much as 38% was 176. I'm sure as the time is also going, the increase and the usability is definitely on a high. The roles, if you have to be specific about, there could be roles as a data engineer, as a scientist, as an analyst, or you talk about AI and ML engineers. We all spoke about cloud computing. Now that's the data. Now all the data, now companies are moving from physical server on the cloud, which we all spoke about. So public cloud has emerged as one of the backbone of all the IT infrastructure. I heard one of my very good colleagues saying that overnight they had to actually do a transition of almost 12,000 computers offline. I'm a part of a company wherein we have very large customers like LG, Airtel, and likewise. So we all had worked day and night and made sure that their systems are up and running. For example, a Tata Sky was deployed in a gap of a weekend and things like that. So hardly, as Dr. Dwivedi also mentioned, that nothing has changed for us, any of us. It is just that how we quickly adapted. Now, if you look about cloud computing, what are the typical roles which will come to your mind? You could be an administrator, an architect, an engineer, a security manager. So the highlight here being that every role or every stream, will have multiple roles, and wherein you could apply your skills and think about getting into it. Cyber security, yeah. So what I was doing in office, and if I'm at home, what is the threat to the company data what we have? Our Wi-Fi's, it's an open area. So how secure are it? Then getting so many transactions or as a fintech company, I was a part of a fintech company. So we have to make sure that all the transactions, everything that what we do is secure. So for that we have specific and very, very focused roles like a security analyst, an engineer, an administrator, an architect, a specialty, and ethical hackers. Now this is, I think, one of the latest and most interesting part which the millennials or the Gen Z would be interested in, because there is a lot of things which people can do, learn and upskill and grow. Digital marketing. Now what we are doing an online webinar. Now aren't we using, you know, the latest mode of communication? Do you think that there will be banners on the streets anymore? You know, if anybody has to sell sell an iPhone, or you know, you talk about the OnePlus. No, everything is gone digitally, and along with the digital is what, you know, the role of marketing has going to change, and how people are going to, you know, get involved. So it is not just the, you know, and it's digital is one area wherein it is a pure blend of technology and your, you know, marketing skills, or whatever are the latest trends as a strategy the company needs to do. So here also we have a lot of potentials and a lot of opportunity, like it could be an SEO specialist, an SMO, or a PPC, or, you know, pay-per-click. So there are a lot of opportunities in the digital marketing space as well. Now, if I have to really narrow down, and, you know, as I said, while I was working out this presentation, I did have to really do a little more research, and I was talking to the industry experts, IT heads, CMOs, etc. If I have to really crystallize and, you know, talk about it, yes, the latest trends, what we can do, something to watch out for is machine learning and DevOps. Now, when you talk about DevOps, again, it's a detailed thing, because nobody wants to just, you know, do one part of the thing. Somebody has to own the entire piece. We talk about NLP and AI. That's a very, very different and very, very interesting piece, you know, which I'm sure once you get more into it, you would definitely want to know how it is done. And, you know, only if the child in you is aroused by their curiosity, I'm sure you would want to know, you know, how you can make a difference. Again, analytics, we all spoke about big data and analytics. Again, in analytics, you have to go deep down into the things, and how that analytics is going to, you know, add value to a business, because just writing a code or just creating certain dashboards will not help. You have to really go deep down and make a whole difference to the business, and that's when, you know, things would change. We all talk about full stack development and DevOps. Now, what is it? You know, because at one point there were only a front end guy, and then would be another guy who would do the back end coding. But right now things have changed. You need to have a full, you know, control of what piece you are owning. So you need to even think about how the UI would look like, and, you know, how the back end is also working on. So that's something, you know, which is something very interesting, and people are definitely honing up their skills. You know, if somebody has done just Java, and he definitely wants to get into PHP and, you know, get into being a full stack developer. So I wanted to tell the young people that, you know, how it is, because what we do, and, you know, supposing it is just on just as on your screen, I wanted to also highlight that, just, you know, taking another 2-3 minutes of your time and just give a snapshot of, you know, a company like ours. We are a 10-year-old company founded by Shrikant Seshadri. Smart Connect Technologies is our name, and Unified Compass is our platform. Now, the screen there shows about the multiple business functions what we cater to. And the various tools that we use. We use AI, BI, we use NLP, we use voice-based chat automation. Just to give you a glimpse about, I wanted to quickly take you through a case study of one of our customers called TVS, and wanted to take you through this journey and say that how, as you know, the latest technology, the latest business, you know, the latest IT things, we have you know, incorporated in our solutions, and giving a very seamless tool to our customers, making sure that, you know, people are not stranded on the road, or how can, you know, supposing if some people is driving, you know, right now, you have to give an example that somebody is stranded on a street or on a highway, and there is no, you know, remote location of a service center. How does a, you know, typically a business tool help them? So just give me a minute to just run this case study wherein I want to show you certain things so that you get a live example of it.
The question is that most of the students who are attending this session are basically freshers, and in a period of 3 to 6 months, they will be making the transition from classroom to corporate, and they are extremely apprehensive in terms of what does the future hold for them. So there is a lot of talk around the town saying that the second wave of IT is coming, and IT industries will see a resurgence. How far is that true? That is my second question. First question is that what about career prospects of freshers?
So let me assure all the freshers that you have not to worry, because the demand of freshers in IT industry is very high. the kind of job which is coming in IT industry is related to digital payments, cloud computing, and healthcare area, cyber security, e-commerce, online education, artificial intelligence, data science, and mobile development, and then skills like blockchain, virtual reality, IT support, internet. These are the lot of areas which is coming where it is a hard skills. But even if you don't have, what IT company wants you to the positive attitude, your passion, your basic qualification, training from Uptech, and then companies will give you further training on their specific skills. If you can have some additional certification, it is well and good. If you don't have, if you have only Uptech certification, that is also very important, and that is very, very important in the industry. So, आपको घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है. There are a lot of job opportunities for fresher in IT companies. Companies are recruiting. Company campus में भी जा रही हैं, and non-campus से like Uptech and NIT and CDAC kind of certification people are always welcome. And these are the skills which is required in the industry. You have to prepare yourself with proper communication, a good etiquette, and also you should have confidence in yourself. Nothing to worry कि बहुत प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है, आपका जॉब नहीं मिलेगा. If you have confidence in yourself, you will get through. Every day these companies, because अभी freshers को लेने में ज़्यादा force है, ज़्यादा priorities fresher को दे रहे हैं, because every company wants to have more freshers. So nothing to worry, friends. You will have great job.
Thank you, sir. Is the screen visible?
Yeah, you can carry on, ma'am. It's visible now. You can carry on.
Sorry for the glitch. So we have, done an excellent case study with TVS. There's a breakdown and call this call center. So friends, this was just to give a glimpse about how the latest technologies can be used to not only provide the right, kind of any kind of situation we are in, and how technology can come to your rescue now. This could be somebody stranded on the road. It could also be somebody who requires a COVID, like Arogya Setu app, or things like that which the government has initiated. So that's also just to some highlight some of our clients which we cater to. It's not only about different industries, but also we are vertical and horizontal agnostic. And this case study was just to give a direction that how from a roadside assistance, the information goes to the board and it helps the company to take the right kind of decision. So, at various levels, we have used IoT, device sensor alerts, we use AI, use the big data analytics. So entire thing what a company or a business owner needs to take a decision, like in these times also, to highlight the fact that the need of technology is all the more higher, and people are in a different era altogether now, and definitely there's not going to be any dearth of opportunities to answer Vishalji's earlier query. Coming towards the conclusion of my presentation here, I'm sure there would be a lot of confusion in your mind, hearing us, or probably at the you are in the initial stages in your career. You already have set a lot of you have high expectations. People have high expectations from you. You already spoke about that. A person next to you, there's a lot of tremendous competition. Right now you have seen so many multiple career options you have, and you already have set higher benchmarks for yourself. So for me, I would like to make it a little simple for you. I have come out with a very simple and basic 3-point plan. Step 1, let us all maybe take down a notepad or use your mobile to analyze, to do a SWOT analysis of yourself. Now, SWOT analysis is nothing but identifying your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We could do it as a detailed exercise also. But every one of you amongst us, like Dr. Dwivedi also mentioned, bring out the best in you. What is your strength? Are you a logical person? Are you a creative person? What are your weaknesses? What you don't like? You don't like numbers, then are you in the right job? What are the various opportunities what you have? You need to know that. And what are the threats you have? For example, you're really not a coder, but then you've done your BE. Then what could you do? So these are some things you have to do an analysis of it yourself. Next step, go gather more information about your area of interest. You talk to an expert. Now, right now, for example, you have joined this forum. That's a very first step, or you are at the second step now. When you are actually talking to the experts, you are hearing their viewpoints. You are talking to your mentors, your peers, your colleagues, and you have to have more more information about your area of interest. And the third step is nothing but take your first step. And the first step you already taken. You're already here. And I think the next steps you will gradually scale up, and I'm sure we are at this stage, and it's a very interesting journey. Dr. Pant was initially mentioning that we'll have definitely very interesting tales to tell our grandchildren, and for you guys you would have very interesting tales to tell your kids that how did you start your career in IT, and you were at a very unique situation, and the globe was rebooting, and that's how we got into. So that's from my end, friends. Again, apologies for the slight technical glitch, but I'm sure it was an interesting thing to share that, because I believe in having an audio-visual thing, because something you can talk, but to have a real information about what is it all about. That's the whole beauty.
Yeah, thank you, Veenu ma'am. That was a very detailed and very, very informative session, and very much needed and need of the hour. Unfortunately, we have a time crunch because we have a hard cutoff at 1:30, but it will not be fair that we do not ask a couple of questions to such industry experts whose experience we can greatly benefit from. So one question which is there, and I'm asking on behalf of the student community, one question is that there is no doubt that artificial intelligence, digital marketing, IoT, data science are not only the buzzword skills of the present and the skills of the future, but if a student has to cherry pick on one of the technology how should a student make that choice that मुझे data science ही करना है या artificial intelligence ही करना है? How should they make that choice?
Okay. So as I said, you just have to, I'm referring to my 3-point formula, wherein at the first individual level, see, we all know our strengths. We all know what we are interested in. So do you have the curiosity of the child? What is the problem you want to solve? I think these are very introspective questions. And do you really like, because AI is all about communicating also, because you are trying to create something, which the bot or, you actually need to feed in the data. So what is your line of interest? And for example, if you want to be in data, are you really a numbers person? Do you really see designs in the numbers? Like, are you the next Ramananja who would want to, really make friends, based on the numerology? So I think it's an individual choice and a decision. But looking at the information and looking at the trends, data science, AI, are all in here at least for the next decade. And the more, faster we find out our interest, that would be the best thing ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Vinu ma'am. And for want of time, I think we will have to, conclude the session. I would now request Vishal Mehra ji to deliver the vote of thanks and conclude the session, sir.
Dr. Dwivedi ji and Vinu ma'am, thank you so much. This exceeded expectation. It was very interesting, very informative. I'm sure our students benefited from your insights. Thank you for the sense of comfort that you've given our students about their futures, because honestly, every student, the parent, everybody is concerned about what will happen post COVID-19. But hearing you today, I'm sure all of those AppTechites who are on this session today know this much, that the stalwarts say the future is bright, the future is good, and we are going to have a glorious run. I cannot thank you enough on behalf of AppTech, on behalf of Dr. Anil Pant, Dr. Anuj Kakkar, the rest of the team here. All of us are really grateful. We know that IT traditionally does not work on the weekends. The fact that both of you are here and took the time to talk to us today, I'm deeply grateful for your time, and we would love it if you could come back sometime and talk to us about different topics that will arise out of this session that our students would articulate, and we would request you to come and address them again. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishalji, and for the knowledge of everybody, AppTech does offer IN technology programs, all in data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, so on and so forth. The numbers and the names are there on the screen. You can copy these numbers and names, and you can reach out to these zonal heads of respective regions, and we will be more than happy to share information on AppTech's courses. Once again, thank you, everybody, and we are now concluding the program. Thanks a lot. Thank you, and thank you, audience, for being participative.
Thank you, Vishalji.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Vinu.
Thank you, Vishalji. Thank you. Thank you, Vinu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.